welcome to another edition of the Muscle News. Today we're going to talk about some interesting comments that Lee Haney made, where not everybody caught on to or they refused to talk about. But I have been talking about this for a number of years. Basically, it's about the open class, if the 212 division should be scrapped, basically, and there be a short and tall class in the Mr. Olympia, like there was between 1974 and 1979. Now, Lee Haney, eight-time Mr. Olympia Lee Haney, made a comment. He didn't mention removing the 212 division, but I think that should be removed and a short and tall class be included in the Mr. Olympia, and then an overall title will be given out between the short and the tall class. So Lee Haney, earlier this week after the Olympia, said this: "In my personal opinion, there needs to be two classes in the Mr. Olympia open class. Reason: physiques like Samson, Andrew, and Tabani exhibits more balance due to their height, whereas Derek, Hadi, and Nick appears to carry more mass per pound. The results are confusing to say the least, along with unparalleled appearances of the results. There's always room for emergence of new standards." Then he continues, "Results are back and forth. When a 212 moves up into open, he carries a more compact physique with shorter muscle groups where the symmetry is not attainable. Unlike Lila Brada and physiques of his type who kept their weight down in order to maintain symmetry and balance and not appear squatty." Basically, Lee Haney is saying, when he mentioned Lila Brada, was that Lila Brada was a shorter bodybuilder, but he didn't have the size and thickness of a Derek Lunsford or a Hadi Chupan or Keon Pearson. He kept it, a slim, aesthetic, perfect physique. And when you used to put him next to Lee Haney, there was such a difference that a balanced physique on a taller bodybuilder, usually the taller bodybuilder wins, even though Lila Brada pushed him to the edge, almost beating him to win the Mr. Olympia. So moving on from that, Regan Grimes decided to ask his followers what they think of Lee Haney's comment, which I'll share with you right now.
Checking in from Mexico. Just hear me out for 1 second. I really want your opinion on this because it's something that's got a lot of people talking. So Lee Haney, that I put up here, made a post. 8-time Mr. Olympia recently said there should be two classes in the Mr. Olympia division. And honestly, I find that really interesting because I've had that same thought before. Think about it. Like when you've got guys like Derek, Hadi, Nick, who are around 5'5" or 5'6", they're carrying a lot more mass per pound. Their physiques are incredibly dense and compact. Then you've got taller guys like Samson, Andrew, myself, Beiruz. We're closer to 6 feet, 280, 260, 280. It's a totally different look, like apples and oranges. You're judging two completely different structures, proportions, and visual impacts. So maybe there should be a height cutoff, like 5'6" and under, 5'6" and up. I'm not saying that's the answer, but it's an interesting idea, right? What do you guys think? Should the Olympia Open have two height-based classes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear everyone's take on this. Peace.
So even a guy like Reagan, who placed quite low in this year's Mr. Olympia, who has a fantastic physique, very balanced, proportional, clean, and in condition, when you put him next to a guy like Derek Lunsford, who's shorter, he's bigger, he has more mass. Derek looks like more the bigger bodybuilder, funnily enough. So again, they're not saying that they get an overall title between the short class and the over class. That's me saying that they should go back to the older days in the 70s when you are given the Mr. Olympia title of the short class, but then the overall title goes between the short and tall class. For example, let's go through them. Let me share them with you because this is a subject I have been wanting to talk about for I've been always bringing it up, and it seems that everybody used to, criticize it, but I think now it's becoming valid. Before we start on that, I just want to share some points that our friend Lee Priest said after Regan Grimes made his comments. Lee said, I've always said, get rid of the 2-1-2, go back to the two heights, 5'7" and under, and over 5'7". That way they can weigh what they like and then put the two classes winner against each other like as Arnold and Franco. So basically, I said the same thing, and he's agreeing with what I am saying. So let's go to the 1974 Olympia. Overall winner Arnold, okay, Schwarzenegger. He won the heavyweight class. Lou Ferrigno came second, Serge Nubrik and came third. The lightweight class, Franco Colombo beat Frank Zane. And in the overall, when Franco went against Arnold, Arnold took the title. So, in fact, Franco Colombo was the lightweight Mr. Olympia. He still can hold that title. It's just the overall winner will be Arnold. That's it. So you have two Olympia winners and the overall winner. 75, Arnold wins again. He beats Franco in the overall, but Franco is the 1975 lightweight Mr. Olympia champion, just like you would say the 2-1-2 champion. Okay, the only difference is this time now the 2-1-2 doesn't go against the Mr. Olympia overall winner. Can you imagine Keon going against Derek? That would be an interesting battle. Keon might have the edge, because pound for pound, they're calling him the best bodybuilder in the world. In 1976, Franco Colombo beat Ken Waller. So Ken Waller was the heavyweight winner, and Franco was the lightweight winner, and Franco ended up winning. So amazingly enough, where nobody says it and nobody mentions it, Ken Waller was Mr. Olympia in the heavyweight division in 1976. That is a title that he could have, promoted himself with, but he never did because they just brushed it aside. For me, that's a prestigious victory, even though he just beat another man in his class, Mike Katz. But that doesn't matter. He was the winner. 1977, the lineup got bigger. Robbie Robinson won the heavyweight, so he was the heavyweight Mr. Olympia in 1977. Frank Zane was the lightweight Mr. Olympia in 1977, and Frank Zane won the overall title, giving him the 1977 Mr. Olympia overall winner. 1978, Frank Zane again. He beats Robbie Robinson, so it's the second time. Frank wins his second consecutive overall Mr. Olympia title, and Robbie Robinson wins the heavyweight title, not beating him in the overall. 1979, the last year this happened, Frank Zane beats out Mike Mentzer. So Mike Mentzer wins the heavyweight title, Mr. Olympia, and Frank Zane was the lightweight, with Frank Zane beating the bigger bodybuilder. But Frank Zane was proportioned. I think he was the same height as Mike Mentzer or taller, and he still defeated him. So this overall battle is very interesting. And even though you don't win the overall, you can still be called the heavyweight Mr. Olympia. All right, you won the Mr. Olympia tall class, or you won the Mr. Olympia short class, but then there is the overall winner, which then the Olympia brand can promote on their own. All right, so I think this works very well. Will they start it again? Who knows? Maybe if more guys like Regan Grimes and other popular bodybuilders talk about this, it might be considered, and they might totally remove the 2-1-2 class, like many people have been asking, and just combine them with an overall Mr. Olympia event, bodybuilding with a short and tall class. So next up I can show you a clip of popping iron when Arnold, in fact, went against Franco Colombo during the Mr. Olympia. As you can see, they're walking on the shades. Obviously, the size difference is there, but Franco had a phenomenal physique. And as you can see, anyways, as we know, in 1975, Arnold took the overall title, from Franco. These were Franco's best years, obviously no injuries. And on that day, Franco could have beat anybody, with both of these guys having physiques that are still considered the best today. So that's it for that. So what do you think? Do you think that we should have a short and tall class again in the Mr. Olympia, or any world champion contest, or world title? I could be NABA, could be IBB, IBB Pro, it could be whatever, PCA. But we're talking about the Mr. Olympia at the moment. I would find it interesting seeing, like, let's take this year as an example. Keon Pearson winning the short class, going against um, so, I mean, a shorter bodybuilder won the Mr. Olympia, but imagine um, Derek Lunsford is, let's, because he's the winner. Derek Lunsford is the winner of the short class, and he has to go against Andrew Jacked. Okay. So then you put Andrew Jacked against Derek, and then the judges can decide who is the better bodybuilder. Now, this would remove all the arguments that Andrew Jack should have won, or Hadi should have won, or whatever. If you lose in your short class, it's over. So it's the overall winner, and it's the top winner in each class goes against each other. I would love to listen to your comments, write them in our comment section, and hopefully we can have a great discussion going on this. All right. So that's it for now. And don't forget to subscribe.